Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, The Gentleman Reviewer. So I'm a day late in getting this review out. I actually ended up leaving this Padfolio in my office over the weekend, and I don't have access to my office on Fridays and Saturdays. We've got restricted access. We can only get it, and it's like 11-hour window between Monday and Friday. And I threw this on my desk, forgot to throw it in my backpack and bring it home. So that's why I'm a day late in getting this review out. I switched back to my other Padfolio pretty close to the end of the week, but I gave this guy a shot, used it for close to a week, that way I could get a good feel on what I like about this Padfolio and what I don't like about it. So this is from the sellers over at Piboshi again. They were kind enough to send me Padfolio this time rather than a wallet. I got this at a very discounted price for the purpose of doing a review and posting pictures and stuff of it on my blog. So with the FTC stuff out of the way, let's get into this item. So my first impression, I'm not a huge fan of blue leather, personal preference. I like brown or sometimes black. Brown is my preference by far. But it's a nice dark blue. Blue is actually one of my favorite colors. It's really soft. It's a good size too. It's fairly thin. I didn't measure it too well, but you can see with the notepad in there even, it's still pretty thin. So it's going to fit pretty well inside a backpack or anything like that. Like I said, it's soft to the touch. When they're soft, they add a little bit of bulk, but this one's not overly soft or anything like that. One thing that I didn't like about it is this pad right here, or patch, I guess would be a better term for it. It just honestly, it kind of stands out. This looks a little corny. It would look better, I think, smooth, or even if it just had a brand name on it. Maybe Piboshi or something like that. I don't know. But it just says A4 leather portfolio folder. And I don't know. I don't like it. I feel like this is going to get caught on stuff. Oh, it's actually just stuck on there too. I think I just noticed that. Yeah, it's just stuck on there. It's not even sewn on there. So it's just glued on there. I feel like that's going to come off pretty easily, especially if you're pulling it in and out of a backpack or a bag. Let's say you've got other stuff in there. Maybe you're a college student, like taking notes on this style of padfolio, something like that. And you're throwing your books in there. You're throwing your other stuff in there. This is going to come off pretty quick, and I feel like with the glue on the back right there, it's going to be sticky and really attract stuff. And I think that'll get pretty annoying pretty quick, especially right after this comes off. We stick into your pages and bag and all that other crappy stuff. So let me pull this pad of paper out so you can get a look at it without the pad in there. So the pattern, I kind of like the pattern. It's like a weird half cross stitch. I don't know. I'm not super familiar with stitching terms, but it's an interesting pattern. It almost feels weird to look at, like you're getting a visual illusion of some kind. It's a little unique. I think it doesn't look very professional though. So that's just my opinion though. Not something that I am an expert on or anything like that. But it's just, yeah, I don't know. One downside is that it only has I guess it's kind of hard to see up there. Let me turn it. It only has the horizontal slot, which means you can only do the Padfolios such as this. Let me put this guy back in. I actually have a daytimer planner. I can't get this in right now. There we go. So I actually have a daytimer planner, which I think some of you might have seen in some of my, especially the fountain pen testing videos, because I would like to use a fountain pen in my planner if I could, but most of the time I can't because it's a pretty thin paper. But that's for a different video. But anyway, it runs like a standard book where you're opening it this way, or you'd be writing this way on it. And some Padfolios that you can get have a slot running this way that you can fit like a lab notebook in, or a planner like that. And I actually carry it with a notepad and my planner over that. And that's my very much preferred way to carry that. It keeps everything nice and tight together. This one doesn't have that, so it really does limit you to just the pad of paper. Another downside for me, which isn't a downside for everybody, is you only have one pen loop. There's nothing over here to give you some extra pens. I like my fountain pen. I usually have a pen just so if I have to lend it out to someone and not letting them use my fountain pen. I have a highlighter to highlight things that I've already completed through the week on my planner. And I have, oh, what's the other one? A mechanical pencil, because my schedule is changing all the time and I need to be able to move stuff around without using whiteout and all that fun jazz. So with this, I'm kind of limited to one. Maybe I could fit two in here if they're thin enough, but that's just going to get really bulky really quick. And I'm not the type of person where I like putting pens like across this stuff or hooking it onto the pad of paper. I feel like it's just messy, and I prefer ones that have extra pen loops. So again, my problem is personal preference. Nothing that is like bad on the design or anything like that. The storage system over here is pretty unique. I've never seen anything like it across Padfolios. You've got one main slot for your standard size pages, letter size papers. You've got another smaller one, which might be good for maybe A5 size paper if you're using that, or just a good way to separate between these two. Maybe the back is stuff you've completed and the front is stuff you need to do. I don't know. You can separate it like that pretty easily. This one down here, the only thing it's really good for is maybe business cards or something a lot smaller. So I would keep my business cards in here when I was using this. And they're just really easily accessible right there once you open it. Getting to the back, nothing fancy on the back. It's the same stuff as the front. It's made of PU leather. I don't know what the PU stands for. Maybe polyurethane. I don't know. I'd have to look into that a little bit more than I have. But yeah, I don't really have much more to say about it. This is a pretty short review. Most of my problems with this are personal preference. I think this is the most annoying part of it. And the fact that it's just glued on there rather than stitched. Really, I found out that it was glued on there as I was doing this review. So that's a bit of a surprise to me, honestly. So overall, I mean, if you're just a student, or maybe you're a job seeker, someone that just needs to carry around maybe a resume or two or something like that, take a couple notes, or if you're just someone who really just needs a pad of paper and carry some, some documents around, I think this would be great. It's pretty cheap. When I originally purchased it, the original price was about $16, and then it's dropped to $10 on Amazon right now. So I'll include a link on the YouTube video, my blog post, and everything else, so you're able to find it if you want one for yourself. Yeah, that's all I've got for it. Thanks for watching. As always, please subscribe and give my video a thumbs up. Really help me grow this channel. As I've said in all my other videos, it's growing slowly but surely. I enjoy doing this, and it's just always great if you guys could support me. So thanks again, and stay tuned next week, where I hope I will really have something out on a Friday. On a Sunday is when I try to get the videos out. So thanks again, guys. Hope to see you all next week.